Today we're turning members of VShojo into Dungeons & Dragons characters. If you enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as these videos are an absolute blast to make. Before we start, I'm super excited to say that this video is sponsored by Boomslang. Boomslang is an anime apparel brand whose mission is to make anime a lifestyle. They sell everything from hoodies to phone cases to even banners. All the art you see is original art done by the artist P. Shinobi. And I have to say my personal favourite is the airport design, because look, the little ladybugs are just so damn adorable. To check out that design along with many other stunning ones as well, make sure to check out Boomslang in the description down below. Anyway, back to the video. Our rules for this video is fairly simple. We'll be looking at three major things when creating these characters. These are their race, their class, subclass, and their background. To keep things simple, we won't be multi-classing, but will mention any other classes that may fit towards the character. All sources will be from official published books, and no homebrew will be allowed or used. I will be using the provided updated lore and any additional information that I think will help us. Let's start with the Queen of Hell, Satan herself, Ironmouse. This demon queen used to reside in the underworld, but now as part of VShojo, they stay in the human world, but much weaker than they would be in their home. So, of course, we have to make this rat into a demon-like race. Well, I've got some bad news. Ironmouse isn't a demon. No, don't click off, please. I can explain. We can easily make Mousey a tiefling or like a modified version of a triton, because we know how much Mousey loves tritons, but it's time to talk Heavenfall. Zentreya was an angel who lived in the heavens, who became a bit bored and wanted to see what the creator who slept inside their tower looked like. This drove many to madness, and those who bore witness to the creator's vision fell. They changed from celestials to demons. Here comes the problem. Demon races in D&D are always inherited, like how tieflings are born from demonic influences. But there is one race that fits Ironmouse well: the Fallen Aasimar. This is a subrace of the Aasimar that says thus: an Aasimar who is touched by dark powers as a young youth or is turned evil in early adulthood can become one of the Fallen. A group of Aasimar whose inner light has been replaced by shadow. This race fits the lore laid out before us very well, and for the demonic influence we can pick up the Fiend Warlock class. Usually your pack would have to be with an other entity, but there's nothing in the book that says you can't just give yourself the power. Ironmouse already has a way to limit themselves from going straight to level 20 with their bells, which allows them to take their weaker form. You can also have their ability at level 14, which when you hit a creature with an attack, you can use this feature to instantly teleport the creature through the lower planes. So Mousey can just toss anyone they wish to hell, and even more. Picking up the pack of the chain, you can have Booby as a familiar. And finally, Mouse's background would fit best as an entertainer. We could have something else, but nothing really fits the way how Mousey managed to make people smile for their musical talent. And the feature backed by popular demand describes how Mousey is always a welcome sight to see. Let's speak about the Dark Messenger of 1,000 Faces themselves. It's Nyanners. Although they may look like a cat girl, this is their chosen form. Well, if a cat girl is the result of all that twisted human sanity, it seems accurate. For the race, I went with Changeling. As a being of expression, a changeling can change their form, not unlike Natasha. Nan did hang out with a lot of boomer or elder gods, so being able to pick up a few skills from them allows them to become a great old one warlock. Abilities like being able to infect someone's mind with alien magic fits the powers of Azeroth well, and having the pack of the tome to represent Necronomicon well. I was going to say just having them pack of the chain as well to have Goro, but I spent 20 minutes trying to work out how to say Necronomicon, not to put it in. Necronomicon. For their alien nature to come forth. The Far Traveller background fits this well, as they're from the farthest edges of the expanse. What do you get when a goddess of nature wants a child? You get a demon, and you also get our next member of VShojo, Silvervale. Although there's not a Kitsune race in D&D, there is Tabaxi. Tabaxis are cat-like humanoids who see the world through wide eyes and have a clan, or close like a family, which is It's appropriate for Silvervale. Her wolf pack could easily be represented with this. A reminder to folks who want to create a D&D character, you can easily reflavour a tabaxi to a wolf, or you can reflavour an Aarakocra or a Aarakocra into other species of birds like parrots. I did debate on which class to make Silvervale. Do I lean to the fox spirits? After all, the totem warrior barbarian lets you call forth the fox spirit, but in the end, I chose the route of the druid with the circle of the shepherd. The circle of the shepherd is all about calling the spirits to protect animals and other fey beings. You can speak to beasts and understand their emotions with various effects to the animals you summon, but I have to quickly mention the level 14 ability. If you're incapacitated or reach 0 hit points, you can just go. Silvervale's background would fit Phalos the best, as they went from their home to our world to join VShojo. Let's talk about the succubus of VShojo.
I'm not a succubus. I'm a lich. A lich!
Oh, sorry, I meant a lich, of course. Froot has to be the easiest to fit a class for. The School of Necromancy. It's right up Froot's alley. I would go for the Undying Warlock, but it just doesn't fit well, and those Undying Warlocks are pretty trash. Jumping to the background. Froot was a toss-up between Sage and Charlatan. Sages are all about studying, which Froot did to become a lich, and Charlatan lie, and Froot has been stealing souls for Twitch subs, so I would go Sage over the Charlatan. It might be difficult to find a race that fits Froot well. Are they just an undead elf? Do we take the Dragonborn to fit their heritage as a half-dragon? Well, I found something perfect for our fellow Brit. It's the reborn race for the Van Richten Guide to Ravenloft. Well, technically a lineage and not a race, a reborn fits the lich perfectly, as reborns are those who escape death and live a new life as an undead entity. We could add a little bit more Dragonborn abilities, but that gets a bit confusing, as reborns alone are quite strong, as they don't need to eat, drink, breathe, or even sleep. Yeah, let's ignore that part. Who's up next? Well, in the words of the Backstreet Boys, it's gonna be Veibae. Queen of the Frogs, they fit the background of Hermit well, as they both lived in isolation alone, playing games, after being cursed by Nyanners. It was a horrible curse. The worst curse of them all. Playing League of Legends. Oh, I just got a chill by saying that. Once the curse is removed, they can return to the duty, as they become their original form, as the Empress of the Skies. Due to this, they became a succubus, and this can be represented by giving Veibae the race of Tiefling. Now, to find the best class for this weather controlling goddess. To fit this skill, I found the spell Control Weather is part of the Druid spell list, so making her a Druid is a no-brainer. Then, thinking back to what powers she has over the rain, I chose the Circle of Land Druid. To be more specific, the Coast Circle, which gives Veibae spells like Control Water, Water Walk, and Conjure Elemental. Teacher of all the important English words.
The fuck happened to your boob?
The Kumicho of VShojo Japan, we are talking about Kson. Unlike the gods and entities that lurk in VShojo, Kson is just a regular old human who thrives to be a delinquent. Making Kson a human so we get to say this. We get a free feat! Woo! Whoa, wait, we can't mention that word around VShojo. They get a... let's move on. As a variant human, they get a feat, and nothing fits Kson more than inspiring leader. Using their words, they're able to inspire their friends and ready them up for whatever may be ahead. Adding in the folk hero background, because wherever Kson may go, they're always welcome, just as they welcome others. For their class, nothing has more ass kicking than the monk. The Way of the Open Hand Monk fits Kson like a glove. The Tranquility ability at level 11 allows them to create a safe space, for example, outside a convenience store. It's time to talk about a resident short angel of VShojo Japan. It's Amiya Nazuna. Wait, I think we have the wrong image. Oh yeah, there we go. From what we've seen from the lore, we know that Nazuna was from the heavens but did not fall like Ironmouse and the other angels. We can safely assume that Nazuna is an Aasimar. Aasimars can also use the light cantrip, which we can see from the mysterious light from the keyblade that Nazuna wields. And to let them shine even brighter, a light domain cleric allows Nazuna to harness sunlight and banish the darkness. Now here's something that's unprecedented. We will not be giving Nazuna a background. They have amnesia and do not know their background, and, in the words of two British icons,
Well, if you don't know and I don't know,
And if I don't know and you don't know,
do you know?
we have yet to learn what is up with Nazuna, so having no background fits Nazuna well, as they can discover their own background. By the way, just to reach out, if anyone knows how to get a replica of Trug from Bits and Bobs, just let me know, thanks. I got distracted there, sorry, I kind of forgot who was up next. Just like how they've forgotten to stream. Yes, up next is Hime Hajime. This well-endowed member of VShojo began my journey into insanity. Like, how? How do you turn an alien, dragon, robot hybrid from some faraway planet into a D&D character without homebrew? Listen, please, Hime. I went through an entire crate of Iron Brew trying to work out how do you solve a problem like Hime Hajime. Okay, here we go. First up, background. Far traveller. They come from a distant planet where they let me just double check this. They were the hottest MILF around and used their children to take over a planet and become queen, and left the planet to increase their harem. Alright, before we continue, I need just to be safe. So let's talk class. Hime's power is to get pregnant. Okay. Alright, do we have to use the stereotype of a horny bird? After a lot of thinking, I've worked out what class fits Hime best. The Oath of Redemption Paladin. After all, Hime was banned from Twitch, so she turned to God for help to redeem for their naughty ways. And there's nothing else we have to work out. Nothing else. Fine, alright, okay. Hime really wants to race this ban. You're a GIF, okay? Why the hell not? You're just a GIF. Oh, fine. If you want a serious answer, a best choice, I'll go with Dragonborn. So, let's just move on. Let's move on. Right, listen, I'm running low on the brew and I don't know what to do. From Commander to Dragon to Cyborg, Zentreya has done a lot for many VTubers and deserves all the love. I just want to say this because the ability to make so many people smile just from a text-to-speech, and they have managed to help people like myself who struggle to find their voice. Emotional stuff aside, let's make this robot into a D&D character. First up, the obvious choice is make Zen a Warforged. A Warforged is a D&D version of robots. Though made of metal, they still feel pain. The fusion of organic and machine. They're soldiers with one goal, to fight. However, once sentience came to them, they went out for a purpose. Zen found this purpose to fight against malware and protect the humans against the new artificial overlords. This service can also not be unlike a knight, which is appropriate as there is a D&D background of the same name. Thus begins our first challenge. Which class should Zen be? First off, we are doubling down on Paladin, because Zentreya is both the protector of humanity and wanting to stop malware, no matter what. So a Paladin works with Zen going down either two routes, the Oath of Devotion and the Oath of Vengeance, with one focusing on the ideals of justice, while one is focusing on punishing those who've wronged them. I would personally say pick the Oath of Devotion and ask your DM to change your radiant damage to lightning damage. Just a little homebrew like that really helps you live out your TTS cyborg dream. Also, if you want to become a gecko, the kobolds are a perfect option if you want to cause chaos. And finally, we reach the last member of VShojo, the science team's queen and those whose alter ego destroyed the world. It's Projekt Melody. This is one I honestly struggled on until the dog boy Mary gifted us from above a brand new lore video. I joked before the lore video released to make Melody a fathomless warlock because of certain features. But I've got other choices I decided to choose for Mel's class. She can control drones and has an artificial body. Oh, and is awakened because of a certain type of malware. Oh boy, I thought Hime Hajime was bad. Our previous ideas of artificer or any physical attackers seemed to fall to the wayside, but I discovered the perfect class and subclass for them. And it also fits their other platform. Of course, I'm talking about a bard, but not just any bard, the Bard of Creation. You see, bards don't have to just be musically talented, they can inspire people in other ways. So, with the Bard of Creation, Melody can use that knowledge she's discovered from the research of the entirety of humanity to look further into the cosmos. Why did I choose this subclass instead of the option to build robots as an artificer? Well, you can bring non-living items alive and make them dance for you. It doesn't say you can't bring the drones alive for a limited time to help Mel record their streams. Having Mel as a warforged fits well as they're an AI inside an artificial body, but what about their background? Well, Mel did steal $1 from everyone's bank account, so they could be a criminal. But the malware that hid inside Melody constructed a mask to hide, which makes malware a charlatan. But what makes Melody? Well, I would count Melody as well as an entertainer. But who knows, we may find out in the future what Mel has in store. And with that, that's every member of VShojo turned into D&D characters. Thank you all for watching. This video was so much fun to make, even though certain people were a little harder than others. As well, thank you once again to our sponsor Boomslang. I appreciate everything you've allowed me to do. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and comment who you want to see next. Anyway, until next time, and